Welcome to Cisco Unplugged. Hi, I'm Darshan Patel at Cisco, and let's talk about Apple Wi-Fi 6E capable devices experience on Catalyst 9800 wireless controller. So FCC announced a few years back a significant 1200 megahertz, which is an improvement over 802.11b where we started. So it can provide 15 20 megahertz channels and 14 80 megahertz channels. So for the very first time in a real world, we can use 80 megahertz channels. Apple announced so far three different types of devices from iPad Pro in last 2022, and in January 2023 it announced MacBook Pro of 6E capable device and Mac Mini. Apple do recommend to create a single name for SSID for 2.4, 5 and 6 GHz to have a great experience for end user. And considering enterprise and considering our customers of end users like our students who are in dorms or in universities or in healthcare, they do not want to disrupt their existing infrastructure or in existing user devices. So they can have the 2.4 and 5 gigahertz that they continue to use it, and on top of that create a separate WLAN. Considering that the Wi-Fi 6E capable of devices, they should try to connect to 6 gigahertz to take advantage of clean and new spectrum. Once a user connects to that, Apple devices who are capable of 6E will give you that alert saying that in order to have a better experience, try to connect to 5 gigahertz, and once you press OK, it will be connected to 5 gigahertz. Security solution. So there are two important requirements when you want to switch to the 6 gigahertz or 6 gigahertz capable SSID. First is an improved encryption, which is WPA3, which provides a better security over wireless. Apple devices is supporting and WPA3 since iPhone 7, iPad 5th generation, Mac computers since 2013. So that is being covered for both from a personal SSID and enterprise. Second requirement is management frame protection for 6 GHz. It helps us to avoid bad actors in wireless. It is supported since iPhone 6, iPad Air 2, Mac computers since a long time. So considering if we want to design personal SSID or enterprise, we are all set on it. You need to check on other devices that are capable or not from Android and MacBooks and other older devices like Microsoft Workstation or Microsoft devices, if they could support it or not. Creating an opportunistic wireless encryption is a part of an open SSID. That, in my opinion, will take some time to create that. We'll encourage to have a separate WLAN for creating that OWE, more secure open SSID for devices that are capable of it. Considering the devices makes decision which WLAN, which AP, and on which band it connects. Even Apple devices are no different. If Apple devices are connected to 2.4 radio, in order to move to the 5 GHz, it requires a signal strength better than 65 dBm. And during the roaming time, it does utilize 802.11k in order to check the entries of its neighbor, prioritize its scans based on it. Second important part, in order to utilize and drone to a better radio on the same existing AP as 802.11 BTM messages. So as long as the existing 6 GHz has a channel utilization, RSSI, client count, and window size within the threshold, that AP will encourage client to move to the 6 GHz. And similarly, we have also observed the same thing, that iPad Pro is capable of 802.11v BSS transition. There's a client steering configuration, and this is the default that we have, that as long as you have a 60 dBm or better, you will be able to connect from 2.4 to 5 GHz or 6 GHz, and from 5 GHz, which are negative 65 dBm, you will be able to move to 6 GHz. This is a screenshot that we took at a signal quality of 45 dBm, and the signal strength was 53 dBm. Now let's take a quick look into the configuration that we have. So under the configuration of WLAN, we utilized just PSK as one of the WLAN, SSID configuring 2.4, 5, and 6 GHz are supporting on this WLAN. And as you can see, WPA3, SAE, and advanced encryption system is there. We have management frame protection required, and WPA3 and SAE is there. On WLAN configuration, we do encourage to have 6 GHz client steering enabled. That will encourage clients which are capable of 6 GHz will be moved there. Next thing, that we can make the changes in our radio profile for 6 GHz and 5 GHz is through, these are the profiles that are being assigned to our radios, to our APs, and in 6 GHz RRM in our testing, we checked and made changes in the channel width to see if iPad Pro do prefer 6 GHz over 5 GHz and under what circumstances. In our test that we observed that if your iPad Pro is capable of 6 GHz and configured with 80 MHz channel width, and 5 GHz is configured with 20 or 40 MHz, iPad Pro will prefer 6 GHz. And if it is iPad Pro will move to 5 GHz if 6 GHz is moved to 20 MHz. Thank you, and stay tuned for more information.